This right here, about to go on there. Let's get to it. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Tonight we are going to be putting our Edge CTS3 onto Ole Smokey. It is a 2006 Dodge Ram with the 5.9 liter Cummins in it. So we bought our Edge CTS3 at UCC a few weekends ago. There was a ton of vendors out there, and most of them were doing some show deals, and we ended up getting ours from KT Performance. They were doing 10% off of all Edge products. So the total ended up being like $357 something. And these things are normally about $460. And also Edge, for the rest of the month of June, so until June 30th, they are doing a free EGT starter kit. So it was a no-brainer to go ahead and pick one of these things up for the truck, and that was kind of next on my list of what I wanted to do to the truck. So let's go ahead and open up these boxes and see what all we got. Guys, and before we get started, y'all hit that like button, drop a comment down below, subscribe if you are not already, and hit that notification bell. Just do everything you can to tell that YouTube algorithm this is the kind of content you like, and it'll push our videos out to more people. All right, for those of you who do not know what a Edge CTS3 is, it is a touchscreen monitor that is plugged into your OBD2 port. And pretty much anything that the ECM is seeing can be displayed on here. If you compare that to your traditional analog gauges that you buy, I mean, you're going to be paying for, about $400, and you're only getting about 3 gauges. So with this, $460, I mean, you're displaying 10 things. I don't even know what other kind of views they have, but I know there's service reminders, there is performance timers. You can customize these screens. You can data log with this. So this was definitely a no-brainer for us to buy for Ole Smokey here. And most trucks do not have a factory EGT probe. Ours does not, so that's why in this case we were able to get the EGT starter kit. So we will be able to plug this in to our monitor to be able to display our EGT, which is very important when you start doing these not factory upgrades. So it's going to come with our Edge monitor. It's got our cable that plugs into the back and then into the OBD2 port, and this is our EAS port where we'll plug our EAS cable into. And so got a USB that's probably for data logging, if I were to guess, and a mount, and this is probably what we're going to be using at first. We're just going to mount it straight to the glass until I can get a pillar gauge pod. Moving on to the EAS. So we got our EGT probe, our EAS cable, and then our EAS system that plugs straight into the EGT probe. And the cool thing about this EAS system, if you go on Edge's website, they got all sorts of sensors and stuff that you can add on, and basically all you do here is you can just keep stacking these things on one another, and just have a ton of PIDs that you can input into your Edge. So let's go ahead and jump in the truck and start installing this stuff. And our cable for our EGT probe that will be up under the hood, I kind of just want to clean it up and make it look nice. So I got some wire loom. So what we'll do is just loom this up to protect this wire and just make it look a little bit more uniform up underneath the hood. There we go. All right, so the first thing we are gonna do is go ahead and drill and tap our manifold for our EGT probe. So where we are gonna be tapping this at is gonna be right about here on the manifold. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna come in here with a small pilot bit. This is a 3/16. So we'll go ahead and start that hole right there. And then what we're gonna do is fire up the truck and go ahead and maybe step it up to a 1/4 and then to our 1/8 inch MPT drill, which is going to be an R size drill bit. So if you do not have an R size drill bit, the next closest size to it is going to be an 11/32. And there is a chart that I use that's hanging up in our machine shop at work, and I go to it all the time. So it references all the drill sizes, what tap you need for what MPT. So if you do not have a drill chart like that, just go ahead and pause the video and take a screenshot of it, because that chart right there I use all the time. We are gonna go ahead and drill the manifold while it is running, and then we will go ahead and get our 1/8 inch MPT tap and tap the manifold while the engine is running as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and set you all up on the stand, and we're gonna go and do that now. So guys, after I drilled that initial hole and fired up the engine, while I was drilling my larger drill bit and doing my tap, I could feel the little metal shavings that were coming off of the drill or the tap. I could feel them being pulsed out of the hole. So I have no worries whatsoever that any metal shavings got down in my exhaust and into my turbo or anything. So I do believe this is a very good method of drilling and tapping your manifold without having to take it off of the engine. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and install our little fitting that our thermocouple slides in. Don't really know if you need to put any sealant on it. I'm not gonna put any sealant on it. Not too worried about if it leaks a little bit, but it is MPT, so it should seal. So from what I've seen, most people will mount their EAS stuff just kind of somewhere out here in the engine bay. And that's all fine and dandy, but I just kind of want to go for like a little bit cleaner, even though we do need to clean up a little bit under here. I want to have a little bit cleaner look, so I'm actually going to see if I can run this piece through the firewall to where my slave cylinder would normally hook up. But I would like to run all these up under the dash and just kind of tie them out of the way up underneath the steering wheel column. So let's see if we can pop that cover off, make a little bit bigger hole to fit this through it, and get up under the dash. Two 15 millimeters, so we're gonna go ahead and pop that off. All right, so we got that piece off. You can see where somebody in the past has tried to drill through it in multiple places. So what we'll probably do is just cut an open end out so we can slide the wires in through it sideways and then just pop it straight back on. And I got a little rubber isolator I can put in there as well to protect anything going through it. Yes, that'll work as good as it's gonna get. All right. It's about what I was looking for right there, so I can zip tie that up out of the way. It's not in the engine bay. Looks a little cleaner in there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and run our cable to our OBD2. What we did right here, we pulled off our side panel, and I went ahead and took out, I only have one 10mm bolt, my other one's completely gone, but I pulled that out. So we're gonna run it from under the dash, kind of nicely routed up here, and then out that corner, since we're gonna be sticking our CTS right on the glass. So we'll go ahead and do it. Since this cable is kind of going by some sharp metal, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw a little bit of wire loom right on it just to protect it from rubbing. Last, we need to plug our EAS cable into our EGT EAS port, and then into the EAS connector that is on the OBD2 cable. All right, so we got everything all zip tied and up out of the way as best we can. Up under here as well. Zip tied everything up and out of the way. And we are also plugged into our OBD2 port. And it is saying an EAS has been detected. And we are going to configure it now. And this is our EGT probe. So we're going to select it. We're going to change the display name. It's EGT. I'm just going to use EGT, something simple. And description, we're going to keep that the same. Keep that the same, keep that the same. We'll go from there. All right, guys, so we've been running our CTS for a couple of days now, and we kind of got everything all laid out how we like it. We got ECT, fuel rail pressure, intake air temperature, engine load, EGT in the center, engine speed, and calculated speed for our slightly larger tires up here, transmission fluid temperature, our gear position and torque converter lockup, and also boost pressure. So it's been going pretty good, and you know, I'm liking this thing. You can come in here and basically customize any sort of gauge in here that's shown in the ECM. We have a couple of advanced PIDs as well, and then you can also come in here and select your colors, our bar color, and then as well as alerts. So we have our EGT set up to show us an alert on the screen, a warning, and also do sound. And then we also have set our values. So you can see here, you can flip high, low range, and then also cut your sound off and on and alerts. And then you can set your values for your warning and your high range. You can see in the gauges we have some diagnostics. Trouble codes. You can see we're throwing a few codes here. There's our heater circuit low. And also, that's not good there. So in our performance test, you can see we have 0 to 60, 0 to 100, quarter mile, and then saved tickets. So you can see when you come in here, you can either do a tree or a from start, and it'll just go ahead and start your timer once you start lights and go. And then it gives you a nice little drag ticket at the end of the test. Also in the gauges, you can come up here and change your layout, your backup camera, and then also some data logging recorder button up in the corner. All right, guys, so we've been driving around with the CTS for 2 weeks now, and we are liking it. We kind of got all the settings to where we like it. I mean, it's very helpful being able to see the transmission fluid temperature, exact ECT temperature, and even the corrected speed for our little bit larger tires that we have. Still been playing around with some of the other settings to get it the way I like it. But we are loving it so far. So I haven't messed around with the data logging yet on the CTS. But when I do get around to doing that, I'll probably do like a little short video or something on how to data log on your Edge CTS, and the importances of data logging. And that's just pretty nice, you know, if you go down the drag strip or something, or just driving around and, I don't know, you do like a little street pull or something, you can just kind of see all what is going on. But seeing all these values in the CTS is just definitely worth its weight in gold, and it was definitely a no-brainer for us to get it for our truck here. So guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, drop a comment down below, let me know what y'all think, and subscribe if you are not already, and we will catch you on the next one.